Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros.
Shoots, he scores!
On today's video, we're going to go over some scouting notes on the big mobile defenseman, Blake Fiddler. And if you're into hockey content, hit that subscribe and like button to help the channel grow. We are approaching 14,000 subscribers. So thanks and keep them coming. And also, if you want to see some scouting reports on some of these prospects, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube or hit the icon below this video and that will bring you to our homepage. Okay, Blake Fiddler. He's a 6'4", 209-pound right shot defenseman who had 33 points in 64 games playing for the Edmonton Oil Kings in the WHL. Now, I wanted to show a few things when it comes to Blake Fiddler, and the first thing is his birthday. He is one of the youngest prospects in this draft class, born in July 2007. So he's like 2 months away from entering the 2026 NHL draft. And the other thing is, check out the tear that he went on at the end of the year. This is the last 10 games of the season. He had 8 points. He went absolutely bonkers down the stretch. And now let's get into the clips. And this clip right here shows what kind of shot Blake Fiddler has. Oh my Lord. Did you see that shot? If you would have seen this without knowing that he's a defenseman, you would have thought he is a forward, a sniper of a forward with that kind of release. Watch this thing go boom. Oh, top shelf, unreal. These couple of shot clips are from the end of the season, and he was just firing pucks left and right, and they were hitting their mark. What a shot, especially when he joined the rush. So, yeah, he can score some goals. Now, the problem is that from the point, he doesn't shoot as much as he should maybe, or doesn't get pucks through like he should. On that power play, he should absolutely just be rifling pucks left and right. And I think that he needs to work on that a little bit, especially, that one-timer, like that wrist shot. Come on. That thing is unreal. These 3 clips here just embody how he can shoot a puck, and he should be doing that on the regular. But yeah, he can definitely shoot a puck, that's for sure. Now, here is some skating for a big kid. He's got some pretty good mobility, and look at this, watch this. He just stops and goes right here, just looking, weaving, and then he dishes it off for the zone exit. That's another thing with Blake Fiddler, is that he's decent on these zone exits, getting out of trouble. Passing is good, especially on those controlled breakouts. Keeps it simple, which is nice, right? But look at that one there. That's a skating again, just joining the rush. He definitely likes to activate on the rush, that's for sure. He's not afraid to jump up into the play and cause some trouble offensively. Watch this one here. Same thing. He's going to just skate right through the neutral zone, takes a shot and scores. Yeah, you know what? He's got some offensive upside. I think that there's some untapped offensive prowess, I guess you could say, for Blake Fiddler. And we haven't seen it yet. But I think that maybe next year, a little bit more confidence. I think that he might put up some decent numbers, maybe a point per game pace as a defenseman. Can he get there? Can he reach that? That's my question. But here, I want to show a little bit of lateral mobility there. They call it, walking the line, walking the blue line. And he's pretty decent at that. The next couple of clips actually are going to show that. But he's a good transition defenseman. Really good at rush defense too. And not too bad in the breakouts, like I said earlier. This is at the U18s in the bronze medal game. Just look at that. Stops and goes, almost breaking some ankles right there. That's skating, right? For a big kid, 6'4", 200-plus pounds. And he's got some maneuverability like that. Come on. Not too bad at all. So, yeah. The stick handling is not bad. I think he uses more of his skating to kind of, get around defenders and whatnot. But here you're going to see it again. Kind of, little stop and go and then dishes it off right there. So not bad. But like I said, loves to activate off the rush. And defensively at times, I'm going to show some things that he needs to work on. He's got to, defensively gets running around a little bit too much, but he's young. Like I said, one of the youngest players in this draft, a couple of months away from next year's draft. But check out that little shot there from the point. Got to get more pucks on net, like I said. But I definitely... I like his game. I think, we're going to talk about ranking-wise. I got him in the 20 to 30 range. He could drop a little bit lower than that, but just based on the tiers, probably in that 20, 30 range. So here's his compete. Watch this. Stays with his player there, little body, Little body check right there. Another body check right there. So, yeah, he's not afraid to take the body. And then watch in front there, he's going to push the guy out, box him out. Here, taking the body, boom. Not too bad. So, good physicality. You like to see that in a young defenseman. Same thing here. He's going to line up the hit. Sees it coming, says, yep, let me step up. Boom, pushes him out of the way. Perfect. So, a couple of things that he needs to improve upon. Like I said, sometimes puck watching. So, here, he should have had a little bit more emphasis on that play, a little bit more rush. And then here he gets a little flat-footed, and then he can't catch up to that guy right there, and then they end up scoring a goal. But for the most part, like I said, I think later first is where he's going to go, but his strengths, that rush defense, the ozone breakouts, pretty patient with the puck for a young kid. His skating is a little bit above average for his size. I think that he can improve upon that, to be honest with you. I think he's got a little bit more explosiveness that he could get into his skating, which would be unreal. The offensive upside, is it there? That's, our question. I had like 33 points in 60-some games in the WHL's defenseman is pretty decent, actually. But I think there's another level that he can reach. His shot selection, shooting selection, a little bit more, like you saw the shots, unreal. Let's get some pucks on net there. And then defensive positioning, sometimes he gets caught out of position, a little puck watching. But I love his game overall. I think he's, a right shot D. The NHL love right shot D. In terms of NHL potential, second, third pairing kind of guy. I don't see him as a top pairing D, but he's going to be a nice, mobile, big right shot defenseman. Yeah, the NHL, they love that. So that's it for Blake Fiddler. And as always, please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button. I'd really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.